Every week, Garceku Smith releases his Kia MVP ladder on NBA.com. This week, in not so breaking or shocking news, James Harden continues his climb. He's averaging more than 30 points a game for the top-seeded Rockets. He is also reportedly questionable to play on Sunday in Dallas with a sore left knee. But can anybody beat him at this point? What actually would it take?
Well, just looking at those five, you subtract LeBron and KD just because we take them for granted.
Yeah, fair.
AD doesn't have enough wins. DeRozan, strong in first place, but for what Harden has done this year, carrying that team to 14-plus win streaks during the season, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, Kristen. Maybe if the Rockets were to maybe bump their toes, so to speak, and go on some type of losing skid and Golden State jumps them at least 1 or 2 games because the Rockets own the tiebreaker to remind some of the people out there. So that's another, reason where the Rockets want to stay playing as best basketball as possible so the Warriors don't catch them. So that's going to be interesting. And on the other thing, though, maybe if somehow the Rockets were to bump their head and the Raptors were to finish with the best record in all of basketball, then maybe DeRozan might get a couple votes in there, maybe.
So you say we take KD and LeBron for granted, which I believe we do. Yes. I believe voters do.
That good.
I believe
they're
fans
that good.
do.
They're that good.
But if the Warriors secure the top seed without Stephen Curry in the lineup, has KD built a case?
Well, I think he's built the case, even talking about the defense. The fact that he's, blocking shots, he's better defensively. Obviously we know what he is as an offensive force. And, the Warriors are the Warriors. But for what Harden has done all year, consistently, I just don't think anyone can catch him. I think that he would have to, it would have to be like a bad ending for that.
Right. And Draymond told me just a few weeks ago, I guess it was January at this point, that he and KD were cognizant about improving defensively heading into this season because they are known for such high-powered offense.
Well, they're known for their high-powered offense, but each year they've won the championship, they've been top 5 defense as well. So that's why we kind of overlook it because the offense is so potent. So with them refocusing and getting their defense back, and once again, I can't remember the last time we've had a MVP candidate and also a Defensive Player of the Year candidate in the same year.
Yeah.
So that's what's pretty impressive with KD.
And again, every year it seems like we have this conversation. Oh, so-and-so could win or LeBron could win. So-and-so could win or LeBron could win.
Right.
Again, we're having that conversation. James Harden could win or LeBron could win. He averaged a triple-double in February. What would it take for him to get a 5th MVP?
Well, I mean, he's a walking triple-double. We know that. I mean, he's a big part. Well, he is the offense. He creates for everybody, he scores. But again, I just think Houston and Harden has done so much. I think Cleveland has been up and down. They're going to be in the middle of the pack. So I don't think you can overcome Houston's season and Harden's play as an individual.
What, despite that, through behind the back and through Tristan Thompson's legs? What else does he have to do?
He didn't mean that.
But if DeMar DeRozan does have the Raptors on top in the East, where does he rank in this conversation?
I think he's right there, Kristen. It's just a matter of, can the Raptors continue with, 15, 17 odd games left, finish up strong, guarantee that you are not the #1 seed, and then once again, if the Rockets were to slip a little bit and Toronto Raptors had the best record in all of basketball, I'm sure some voters would be like, wait a minute, at the beginning of the year, I didn't see this.
Right.
Hold on, can we do this to James Harden the 3rd year in a row?
But see, it's like I can't bring myself.
If you had that vote, you got the ping, wait a minute, this is James Harden's year. Wait a minute, the Raptors are #1 in all of basketball, and they changed their game? No way, we're not going to do it to James Harden 3 years
Not
in a row.
3 times, right? It's like he just decided this year, you know what, I am not sitting in my seat when they hand that trophy out again.
So that's why I think he will make sure the Rockets continue what they've been doing all season long to make sure they have the best record and everything solidified.
I want to ask about one more in this conversation. Anthony Davis, who has played absolutely inspired basketball since losing DeMarcus Cousins. He told me at All-Star that he was not only representing the franchise, he's representing Boogie at this point. We saw him wearing the Boogie jersey and everything. He did, though, just tweak his ankle. Do you think that perhaps his case for MVP is closed at this point?
Well, no. I think it could enhance it if he was out for a while just because of what he means to that team. But he's an unbelievable player. He does things without the ball as well. He's not a guy that you have to just sit there and throw the ball to him for him to score. He's getting it on offensive rebounds, he's running the court, he's blocking shots. He's doing everything. Like you said, with the Marcus out, he stepped it up.
I like the fact when Cousins went down, he says, I'm going to channel my inner Russ. And when the next 5 games, 42, 40, 52, 40, whatever, I mean, it's like, okay, yeah, that's the 6'10" Russ going right now. We hadn't seen that before. We know he's a great player, and you've been around him before, but that aggression, give me the ball, let me go attack. Anthony Davis, thank you for channeling the rest, because now we know it's in there. Now you have to continue to do it all the time when you're healthy.
And it's scary when an even bigger version of Russ channels his inner Russ, and that is exactly what we've been watching with AD.